Chairman Stile, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify. My name is Ann Bollin, and I currently serve as the chair of the Michigan House Appropriations Committee and previously chaired the House Elections and Ethics Committee, working on election policy and oversight. Prior to that, I was a local clerk for 16 years, responsible for administering elections, local, state, and federal. My experience has both been practical and bipartisan. After the 2020 election as elections chair, I negotiated broad bipartisan improvements to Michigan election law, expanding options for polling locations, strengthening drop box security, and chain of custody standards. My focus has always been simple: make it easy to vote and hard to cheat. Today, many Americans hold real concerns about election security and fairness. This act gives us a chance to set clear, reasonable baseline standards for federal elections to help states deliver consistency, transparency, and trust. The Constitution grants primary responsibility to states for the time, place, and manner of elections, and the authority exists with Congress to establish baseline standards for federal elections. This act is not about federalizing elections. It is an opportunity to approach election policy in a practical and apolitical manner. After the extremely close controversial presidential election in 2000, Congress passed the Help America Vote Act because it was revealed that the U.S. lacked consistent, reliable, and modern election administration practices. Congress also acted with the UOCAVA and later the MOVE Act. These are all federal baseline standards that supported state administration and strengthened federal elections, and they made sense for the time. The 2020 election revealed similar variations in election practices and laws. Today is an opportunity for all of us to revive the trust of the American people in our elections and end this adolescent boys' game of dodgeball, bringing common sense and widely supported safeguards to ensure we have fair and secure elections. This starts and stops with solid voter rolls for U.S. citizens only. The American public is resoundingly in support of this. 83% support only U.S. citizens voting and using an ID for elections. Requiring photo ID to cast a ballot is a common sense step that aligns with everyday life. Voter ID requirements can be implemented while ensuring access, with the goal of the requirement of clarity, security, and broad participation by those who are eligible to vote. When voters know that everyone is playing by the same rules, trust grows. That trust benefits everyone. Adopting photo ID protocols nationally should be an essential element of our elections. Photo IDs should be current, and current should be clearly defined. Photo ID protects the voter and the election administrator. Voter registration is the foundation of accurate voter rolls. The MEGA Act's emphasis on citizenship verification at the time of registration reflects a very basic principle. Federal elections are for United States citizens. Documentary proof of citizenship when registering would create a clear and consistent standard across states. Registration should not be considered complete without this proof. Suggesting this will harm certain demographics is both disingenuous and insulting. Nationally, we just completed Real ID process, which showed nationwide identity verification efforts can be implemented thoughtfully and effectively. Registration list maintenance should include cross-check verification. Access to cross-checking data should remain with election administrators and never be transferred to third parties. Government data sources consist in this effort as a clear and usable pathway for states to manage their voter rolls. Accurate voter rolls are the bedrock of secure elections. Federal baseline standards, including list maintenance, can support states in carrying this out consistently. Baseline standards can generate better protections and improve election administration, supporting quality control. Standardized post-election and performance audits can help improve administration by enabling early identification of procedural shortfalls before they become a problem. Key ballot standards are paramount. Paper ballots with numbered stubs should be used in all elections. They should be printed with safeguards such as barcodes or watermarks to prevent fraudulent ballots. Ballot and voter harvesting should be treated as harsh offenses with stiff penalties. In-person election day voting and limited early voting should be limited. All mail-in ballots should be considered absent voter ballots. They should require an application stating a reason and a wet signature. Too many states have removed the application requirement, creating opportunities for fraud. All application and ballot activity should be date and time stamped by an election official consistent with federal regulations. A thorough chain of custody from start to finish ensures the greatest level of integrity for a recount, the canvass, the certification, or post-election audits. Efforts to reestablish federal baseline standards will take commitment. As Michigan House Appropriations Chair, I am compelled to encourage adequate funding for our elections, not third-party funding. I generally do not welcome Big Brother, but I do think elections should be considered key infrastructure if we are to avoid systematic overhaul of our elections by states through ranked choice voting, QR code voting, ballots on demand, and the like. Consideration of funding contingent upon compliance with the Act accelerates its implementation. Finally, the MEGA Act provides an opportunity to establish practical nationwide baseline standards for federal elections while respecting the roles of states administering them. With thoughtful implementation, we can make elections work better for voters, election officials, candidates, and our country to ensure every eligible voter can vote freely, secretly, independently, and securely. Thank you again for the opportunity to share my perspective, and I look forward to your questions.